What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show back with another video, and today I'm here to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R.
Yes. Oh my god.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this game kind of snuck up on me. As in, I definitely knew I wanted it, but I wasn't quite sure yet. Like, I was generally not aware of like the release date. You know, it was something I always saw. I saw when it was announced, and you know, I was like, okay, we get into the JoJo game. That's pretty interesting, you know, that's cool. Then I learned a little bit more about it, about how it's basically like a, I don't know what I would want to call it, remaster, I don't really know what to say about it, but just know that I knew about it. I just didn't know the exact release date. It's generally for games that I could actually get when it pops up, but I don't care too much about. In fact, I didn't even know it was releasing for Switch, so I wasn't really crazy informed on this game. So I was shocked, to say the least, to just see it pop up. Now, I've been playing it for the last couple of days, and I gotta say, I don't really know whether I would want to say first impressions, because simply from my point of view, the game is out. It's a fighting game, so me giving my first impressions is kind of pointless. I guess I can really get into it, but at the end of the day, this isn't really a review. This isn't a review or even a first impressions. It's just me talking about the game and how I enjoy it. Now, first off, I made a couple of videos in this game already, just like a couple demo fighting videos. This is actually before the game released. I wanted to give people a chance to really see what the gameplay was like. Now, the one thing I like about this game, in fact, the main thing I like about this game, is the same thing I kind of liked about the other one, the JoJo Bizarre Adventure that was on PS4. I'll have it up on the screen. I did actually play that game, but this one wasn't in really a 2D format. This one was more of like a Jump Force kind of thing. It's kind of like, so we're playing Fugo, because you know this guy kind of chickened out and he didn't a 3D fighter. I really enjoyed that one a lot though. Now, me personally, as far as like JoJo goes, I love the series. I loved the manga. I'm only caught up to the fact of Jolene. I finished Jolene's whole story, so the one that we are currently on now, I finished that all the way. I finished that a while back, and I just haven't had the chance to read the other two stories. Now, the first thing I like about this game is the character choices. We have a couple more characters now, especially from the other game. The other game had a vast amount of characters, but this one in particular has a lot of characters, including some of my favorite characters that aren't main antagonists or main protagonists. They have a lot of characters that are just like minor antagonists in this game, and that's amazing. Like, one of my favorite characters, like just a random side character, random side enemy in all the JoJo's, is Maria. I don't know if you guys remember, but she was the stand that had the magnetic powers. You basically would touch an outlet or an electrical source and you would be magnetized. And it led to a really hilarious episode with Joseph and Avdol trying to figure out a way to separate while also trying to fight her. And the fight ended in such a great way. That's actually one of my favorite side characters in all of JoJo, and I'm glad they got her in the game. Like I said, the character choice in this game is crazy. They have a lot of characters I wouldn't have thought they would have added. Maria aside, I want to talk about how, in what part of a JoJo fan you are, like in whatever part you're in, you will have some spoilers, because they obviously go all the way up to part 8. So that basically means they cover Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, Jono, Jolene. And if you've only watched and caught up to the anime so far that's out now, this is where your characters stop at. But they do actually introduce characters that are part of the next 2 series, which is a legendary Steel Bar Run. And I don't quite know what part 8 is called. All I know, in those particular parts, they have new characters. The universe is a little bit different. So I don't really want to give out things in case you guys don't want to know much. For me, it was a treat playing with those characters to see their abilities. To be honest, while it may spoil me for whatever comes with the season, like maybe character special abilities and things of that nature, it's cool to also be able to play with characters that aren't really released yet in the anime. It gives manga fans something to really play for. Because if I'm a manga fan, I've read everything, I'm really a dedicated fan, then it would be cool that I could actually get one of my favorite characters from a series that isn't released in the anime yet, but maybe my favorite character from another series. So I think that's cool. I think it's a great choice to include those characters in there. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, the charm in this game is what is interesting me. You know, you have these little hazards that are basically on every map, and they can do a certain amount of damage to you based on whatever the circumstances are. And the one thing above all that I definitely would say I love about this game the most, it seems like it was designed for a true JoJo fan. Everything as far as like the menus, everything is fan service to JoJo fans. There is actually a menu where you can choose whether you want to go back into the menu or you want to continue. And if you choose to continue, it'll say like yes, 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 yes. That's the Jotaro quote when he was facing the Darby brother, and that in itself is such a nice touch to me. Like, I love when games really know their source material. Like, if you're developing a game, I feel like you have to be fans of the actual show. You may get games that aren't developed by fans of whatever they're developing. They might watch it just to get the project done, but to be honest, you need to have fans involved in your creation of your games. So look, I'm gonna be honest with you here. Is it worth the money? I would say yes. If you're a JoJo fan, I would say it's definitely worth the money. If you're just looking for it, if you're like kind of a JoJo fan, you've seen JoJo, you might not have seen all the parts or read the manga, should you still play it, considering it does have spoilers, heavy spoilers in the game? I think it's debatable, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you really have to decide whether you're as big as a fan as you think you do. To be honest, the fighting is fun. It is definitely challenging, at least to me. I got destroyed in my first fight, and honestly, I had the difficulty probably about halfway. The game is good. It's a good game. I like doing the little story mode, the all-star battle mode or whatever, where you get to basically do a lot of battles to unlock stuff. This would be great if you have kids in the house that really are JoJo fans, or if you got like a little brother or something that you want to play. I do think the fighting system is really well done. Characters in it are great. I like how they added a lot of different characters, because with JoJo, if you put JoJo as a fighting game, you have to realize that there's so many different abilities and the well thought out powers and stands that you can have a whole list of characters you can add into a game. And they've definitely added a lot more of the side characters in, which I really do agree with. JoJo is a fantastic anime, and it's a great game. Definitely go and check it out if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next video.
やれやれだぜ。